Morning, my lovelies. Morning. Lovely to see you all. How we doing? I'm yeah, my missus does a lot of crocheting. Look, I said to her the other night, I said, what are you doing with that big nappy pin? That's the biggest one, because there's adults again at them sort of games, isn't there? My good God, get some right weirdos nowadays, don't we? Mind you, I guess it's been going on for centuries, isn't it? All the weird stuff. It's a weird planet. Yeah, lovely to see you all. Get ready for your curfews, ladies and gentlemen. Curfews. Let's have your curfews. Get ready for your curfews. They're already doing it in Maidstone. Kent, you're not allowed out. And they're going to be going door-to-door canvassing now. Christ's sake. What's going on? And we've got an African strain. Now we've got an African strain on the flu. I bet it wants to sell you some inheritance as well when it comes around. When you get this African strain of the Rona, it's going to be going, your great-grandfather's passed away and he's left you £27 million. All you've got to do is give us your bank details so we can pop it in. How's about that? Yeah, I'd imagine that's what's coming with the African strain. I imagine it's called something P. Wildy Beast, isn't it? Was that Lenny Henry character? Which used to be funny, didn't it? P. Wildy Beast. Can't think what his name was. Anyway, it is what it is. Nice to see you, people. For all those that are interested, I've just started a new Facebook profile called Dave Witcherit. So it's Dave Witcher with a T on the end. Better on here than Facebook. Yeah, I do try and do Facebook stuff, but it don't really gel no more. I seem to get on better on me YouTube stuff. Facebook's a cesspit, to be fair. Facebook, as I've come to realise that Facebook is just an echo chamber and a cesspit, and it keeps us so diverted and focused on the wrong stuff. But we're certainly not pushing back, ladies and gentlemen. We're certainly not pushing back. There's some weird stuff going on out there. Michelle Waterfall, hello, darling. How you doing? Nice to see you. So, yeah, they're going to be going around door to door now, and they're telling everyone that you can't go out. There's a postcode in Maidstone which they're using as a test bed. They're locking people down now and telling them not to leave their houses, and the test people are coming around door to door. Hell, my good God. Especially after a Freedom of Information request was pumped in to somewhere up Liverpool, ran that way. And the Freedom of Information request was an information laid that asked the question, how many people after contracting the Rona 1984 that didn't have underlying health conditions have passed away? And it come back and said 0. Sonia, I've just replied to your message, darling. I think you've got it, eh? Yeah, my new profile. If anyone can share that profile on here, that'd be fantastic. I'm not very good when I've got to do buttons and all that while I'm chatting. I've just seen some statistics that 46% higher death rate in elderly care homes this year, last year. 46% rise in deaths. Well, yes, look, you make your own minds up. You make your own minds up. You come to your own conclusions of what and how significant that is. Now, I'll give you a couple of instances, right? I've got a good buddy of mine, and his father was a fireman for many years. He used to climb up and down his long pole. Ooh. And he then left that and he went to work for I think it was the Metropolitan Police for many years. Got quite a few distinguishing awards for this and that and this and that. He disarmed a guy that had an handgun and put himself in the line of fire. Sadly, he passed away last year, and the prognosis was he went into a one of these retreats, like end-of-life places. I'm trying to think what they're called now, hospices. And he did have a bad cancer. I'm not suggesting that he didn't, but his prognosis was 4 weeks to 6 weeks before end of life. And whilst he was in this place, and his sister actually went on the Richie Allen show, and Richie Allen show's fantastic. Richie's a real genuine guy. And, you know, she was saying, they won't let me in to see my brother. And his son, and my son is in turmoil right now. I spoke to him a couple of days ago, and he said it is eating him up inside that he wasn't there for his father in his last moments, in his last days, to hold his hand and see him, you know, be there, be strong with him. You know, we're supposed to have these things, people. We're supposed to be able to have our loved ones around us. Yeah, we really are. And it's eating him up inside. And his dad and the sister got a phone call. He'd been in this place about 7 days. He got a phone call saying, your dad's dead. We've tried to turn him over in the middle of the night, and wouldn't you know it, he's passed. Look, guys, I'm not going to make any predictions here. I'm going to let you make your own minds up, right? And you need to make your own minds up. You really do. But the stats are, if we can believe whatever government stats are, because I don't believe any. And the word state, the state part, it's a company. It's a limited company. That's what state means. It's a company. It's just you've got people that own and run limited companies. They're not government. They're limited freaking companies, and they've mugged us off for a long time. Mugged us off for centuries. Taxation, you name it. They love us. They love smashing us, and because they're fighting all these illegal wars and everything like that, it's easier to get rid of the elderly, to nick their pensions, because there's got to be someone sat down with a pencil and a rubber somewhere doing the math of, let's get rid of the elderly. We're going to save out on all these pensions, and not only that, we're going to nick their properties and we're going to profit that way. I mean, it makes me want to vomit. It makes me want to vomit, in as much as that goes through their minds, that all they're thinking about is money, business, and not about us, our souls, our energy. I find it absolutely disgusting. I mean, it does make me want to throw up. But that's what they're doing, because, see, when you're younger and you're out there working and you're doing a bit of this and you've got the 2+2, the kids, yeah, you're just cannon fodder for these people, right? You're out there, you know, you're turning the wheels, and disabled people also victims. Absolutely, of course they are. And listen, the point I want to make is, went last October, and I'm not talking out of turn, because I genuinely love the woman. Loved her. She was fantastic. Sorry, a little break up there. So my ex-mother-in-law passed away about last October time. Yeah, she's been gone about a year. And my son even says, Dad, you know, he said, I was with her the night before. He said she was as right as ninepence. And I said, well, I'm not going to put it in your head, but you make your own, you know, you come up with your own conclusions. He said, yeah, it did seem a bit weird. He said she was all bubbly. He said she was frail. But boss, mate, I'm telling you, it's going on. It's going on. In these nursing homes, it's going on. There's jabs going everywhere. But you've got to make your own minds up. And it's, you know, you've got to push back your own way. We've all got to come together. Seriously, you know, they're now curfew. They're going to curfew. I promise you now, right? No, I'm not a visionary. Not a visionary at all. But I feel vibrations. I feel, you know, when my country's in a really good vibration and everyone's in a fantastic vibration, I'm as happy as Larry. Yeah, because I'm like a metronome. I get a vibe off of everybody that goes on out there. And I, you know, I've come through the 70s and the 80s. And people were very high vibrational, and so was I. But now everyone's they're looking around the corner, and they're all worried about this and worried about that. They're all living in fear. So the vibrations come down. It truthfully has, and I don't like that. I don't dig it. So it's up to you to make your own mind up. But they're coming. So I'm going to give you a synopsis, right? A very simple synopsis. If they successfully managed to curfew and to get rid of all these elderly, then who are they coming for next? Who are they coming for with their injections and their jabs next? Who's the next group of people? And don't never think that you're not going to get old. You're going to get old. You're going to be sat in your own piss at some point in your life. I guarantee it. Watching the telly again, you're going to be. If you get that age, you probably are. I'm not going to. Who knows? You don't know what's coming around the corner. But the point is this: 46% more deaths in nursing homes this year. So it's very clear to me that they're going after the elderly first. Why? Because they're non-productive. They're very costly in pensions and funding and this, that, the other. And it's an asset grab. It's just, let's grab their houses. Let's grab their pensions. Bosh. It's unbelievable. Daddy Dragon taken down last night. Oh my word! See, they're really coming after us now. They know. I mean, look, there's an incident, and like, remind me to talk about curfews, because curfews are coming next. That's the point I wanted to make. I'm not a visionary, but with all this lockdown and stuff like that, and because no one's pushed back in a year really, and we've just all gone along with it, I guarantee you, within the next 2-3 weeks, the government are going to be introducing curfews. I guarantee it. Mark my words. I want you to come to me in 2-3 weeks' time and go, Dave, do you remember you talked about curfew? They're here. Our streets are cordoned off. I'm telling you, it's coming. I feel it. I feel that they're up in the ante now, and they're going, right, let's curfew. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But I just got a funny feeling that you've got your curfews coming. Yeah, I just can think that you're going to not be able to get out of a certain sector, because I can pretty much assume now that ME15 postcode in Maidstone, there's probably borders set up and no one's coming in and out of it. I bet you. And you're all prisoners in your own homes now. You're all prisoners in your own homes. Disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful. No one's really living, are they? Telegraph, the Daily Telegraph, have said that 3 times this year the amount of people wanting to commit suicide. 3 times more people having suicidal thoughts. My goodness. What have we become? And all of our government is a state party. It's a private limited company. Do you honestly think a private limited company cares about you? Do you think it cares about your feelings? Now, I made this statement the other day. Legal and illegal. That's the only thing this government can see. It's the only thing the police can see. What's legal and what's illegal. Not what's moral, not what's just, not what's fair, not what's proper. No. These things they were charged with when they were first formed. You do what's moral, you do what's proper, you protect life, liberty and property. Now it's illegal or illegal. And who makes up who is and what is illegal and what's not illegal? Well, the government, the state party. So if they come out tomorrow and said, right, it's illegal now to have kids born without blonde hair and blue eyes and you've got to destroy them, I've got to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I think they'd carry out them orders. I do. Right, let's exterminate them. I've got a funny feeling they would. I really do believe they would. We're not living, we're existing. Absolutely right we are, Claire. But we are allowing it to happen. That's the point. Because we're all sucking on the tit of Boris Johnson. Every single one. Pensions, mortgages. It all comes from these people. And whilst they're all in nursing homes being topped off, no one cares. We don't really care. And I'm just coming in here letting you all know, that these things are happening. And whether we pay attention or not, I don't know. This is quite funny. I'm gonna read this one. This come through from I'm in a group of me buddies, and there's a lot of golfing buddies on there, and it is quite funny. And I've always been known as Conspiracy Dave, and here he goes again. But what was funny is I've got a couple of my friends in here. And this is funny. You're going to like this. So it starts off, you've got to stay home tomorrow, and it's giving you the postcode of the area that they've locked down. So my mate who works 7 days a week, he's gone bullshit. And my other mate who's really into this and thinks this all goes on, he goes, what is? And my mate says, I don't know much about conspiracy theories, and I try to keep my opinions to myself. He said, but there is definitely an agenda going on here that we know fuck all about. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And he then goes on to say, he said, I work 7 days a week. He said, and I've done since early October. He said, I don't watch television, and everyone knows and thinks people are just breathing in government's paranoia. He says, I'm not saying COVID isn't real, because I know it is. But fucking hell, he says, it's becoming ridiculous. And he ain't lying. Well, I had to sit down and pinch myself. I really did have to sit down and pinch myself. I'm thinking, wow, government are really stirring the loins of people. Now, this other one here was forwarded onto my Dave Witcher WhatsApp group. You can go onto WhatsApp and download my group on Dave Witcher. Come and join. It's fun. We have some big fun in there. And it says there's a guy here. This is messages from a guy forwarded from a guy called Chris. He said the weirdest thing happened yesterday. He said, if you've seen my post about the police coming around for breaking COVID rules, this follows on because they was having a bit of a party and their neighbours, their snitchers, their German counterparts living next door, phoned up the police. This is having a party next door. Munch on the Gladbacks there. So the police come around. And after a little thingy, the cops jogged on. But this happened, right? The main copper, he says, which I'm now going to call constable, come to my house yesterday. So this is the very next day. He said, and he come on his own. Without the other officer with him. He knocked on, and as soon as I answered, he said to me, this is off the record and my camera is off. Well, their cameras are off all the time. Anyway, firstly, you've never seen me, right? You've never seen me, but I want to apologise for ruining your partner's birthday yesterday. Wow, this is from a policeman. Then he told me that everything I said to him in the previous day, he believed. So all this stuff about, it's not really that bad, blah, blah, blah. And this copper stood there and listened. He's just told him that he believed him and said, yeah, you're right. He then gave me a log number. And I don't know if that was a Yule log or what kind of a log, but he gave him a log number and said, if any police come to this house for the COVIDs, give them this number. He said, and they'll leave straight away. Then he said to me, carry on letting your family come round your house. I think a lot of the old Bill know what's going on. I do. He said he knew who my nan was, and he told me on the first day of his job, one of his first calls was to a woman getting her throat cut, which turns out to be my nan. She's fine now. It was an abusive ex-husband who died in jail. He told me that he never forgot that day. And when he found out after looking into me the other day before, it gave him chills and he knew it was fate. Yeah. So it's there's lots going on now, ladies and gentlemen. Lots and lots and lots. And I think this government, they need to be a bit careful with how they're pushing, because there will be curfews. Curfews are coming very soon, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, I can feel it. I feel it in my water. I feel it in my loins. It's in there. They're going to be trying all sorts. But then we should see the great pushback, because I want to know where all the strong souls are. Where are all the strong souls that are like, nah, this ain't right? Look, if you're better off, right? When I do the odds, when I do the maths, you're better off taking your odds on catching this so-called thing than you are living under this tyranny. Yeah, because your odds of survival are 99.7%, unless you've got underlying health conditions. Now, I like them odds. I do like them odds, because there's only a 0.3% that you're going to die from it. Yeah, you might lose your taste, you might lose this. Is it what it is? I don't know. Is it just a new strain of the flu? Very probably. We've now got an African strain coming in. As I say, we've got it from Europe. We've got the Spanish strain. You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. It comes from different continents. It's got its own tape measure. We know that people that are having these vaccines, we are getting quite a few that are having severe reactions to them, and a lot of people are dying from them. So I would rather take my chance on vitamin C and vitamin D and magnesium and all the minerals and eating properly. I really would. I'd rather take my chance on that any day of the week than have this vaccine. I don't know what's in it. You ask, what's in it? Well, I don't know. What do you mean you don't fucking know? You're putting it in my body, man. We won't need formaldehyde, ladies and gentlemen, soon when we go to the old last chance saloon, when we're all laying on the old mortuary slab. We won't need any formaldehyde, because we're going to have so many chemicals in us. We're just going to be just fine. They're going to go, oh, look, he's 10 days dead. He looks as good as a day passed. Well, I'm not surprised. He's got all that formaldehyde in him. Look at him. Look, he's had the COVID vax. Look at that. He ain't never going to decay. Fucking hell, what are we doing? Door-to-door testing because of the South African strain. It's scaremongering. Yeah. Who's brought this South African strain in? For you up with the list P. Wildy Beast? Lenny Henry? Fucking hell. Free field able dangerous CO the children crusade. Kenneth, I love you. Rosie Hall, hello Dole, how you doing? Faye B said, not heard of that, Kenneth. I'll have a look. There's some private conversations going there. Let's have a look. Police officers are waking up at last. Let's hope so. I literally having this conversation with my mum yesterday. Some of the police officers are waking up. Yeah, they need to wake up. Coppers, if you tune in, wake up. What are you doing to us? Shouldn't be doing what you're doing to us, mate. Let me tell you, this don't end well for you. No. Why don't it end well for you? Because God will have his way with you. God's people are going to have their way with you. You ain't careful. Carol, Georgina, let's have a little roll call. Hello, Dole. How are you? By the way, I've got to say, I've been watching a podcast this morning. I've got to go back to work tomorrow. Shouldn't say too much because the feds might be out on the road looking for me. From my good friend Andrew Devine and Baron David Ward about the lien process and affidavits. Let me tell you, that Baron David Ward, he's blown it out the park, man. He's a legend. I love him dearly. So you can get email liens by, is it email by way of lien? I can send you the groups if you want. And we've got the other one is, what's the other group called? We've got security by way of lien. We've got security by way of email. And we've got, what's the group that Baron David Ward started up? Someone shared links. Amazing. And then you just got all the links for your emails. You've got all the links for your MPs, 650 of them. Get it all sent out. And this is all truth and fact. He's won a case with this. And he's even had councils right back saying no contest. We're not even going to challenge you. So that's how powerful the documents are that Baron David Ward has produced. And I want to say, Baron, God bless you. Thank you so much for helping mankind, man. You're a decent dude. And I've known him for a long time. Grumpy as he is, he's awesome. And I love him for it. I love the fact he's grumpy. I love the fact he's got a pair of kahunas and he knows what's right and he won't suffer no fools. It's fantastic. Rosie Hall, we got Rosie Hall in. We got Faye B. Can you put them in the description, please, Dave? I can't as I'm talking here. It's security by way of lien, freedom of email. Find me on Facebook. I'll take you to the groups there. But yeah, I've just been watching this podcast this morning with the Baron and Andy Devine. Oh man, it's fantastic. It's like really, really good. And there's loads of people doing this now because what the Baron did, he put all the facts together and put the facts down in front of these public servants, and he's just knocked it out of the park. I mean, knocked it out of the park, and it's just awesome. I'll write them down now. Sorry, I don't want to be a pain. No, you're all right. You'd never be a pain, man. You're lovely. I think you're awesome. We have the last laugh. They can't kill the spirit. They can't. Amen to that, Kenneth. The big brother need to wake up and stop interfering with truth. Detectors naming, shaming, and exposing as necessary and appropriate child abuse protectors. Well, I went in and had a little chat with John Wedger the other night. He was in Wake Up UK with Alan Merritt. Alan's a good lad. Some fantastic people about, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. Really making a difference as well. Did you see the gym owner sock it to the policeman with common law? Yeah, I did. Awesome. Mate, honestly, people are standing up now. They're finding their kahunas. They're like, They've got their double Ds on. They're like, yeah, I'm chilling, man. I'm not having this stuff no more. They're supposed to work for us. We're not supposed to, it's supposed to be, man, and I'm not being disrespectful to the old Bill or in any way, shape or form, but once you cash in on the workers of your country and you then start to boss them, it's a never-ending train to disaster because it's the workers that keep all this stuff afloat, right? I mean, my mate said to me back in the 80s and 90s when we had the recessions, he said, if the building industry goes down, you know that your country's in for a right old smashing. He said the building industries set the tone for the country. I agree. It does. But the police now, the public servants, they've switched it up. They're the one with all the flash cars, all the big guns, all the latest gear. The holidays abroad, this, that, the other. While we're all struggling. Hang on, what's happened here? It's got to stop. It has got to stop. I think it has got to stop. I think all these councils have got to wind their necks in, and we know why they're coming on to the top now because the devolution of communities was all about Parliament shutting up shop really and just looking as though it's busy and open, but they've divulged, they've transferred their powers into their local councils, the 42, 45 councils, whatever it is, up and down and around this country. England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, all included. And what they've said is, look, Boris just says, look, I need to get my hair cut. Just leave me alone. What I want from you, let's just say he's talking Kent. So he'll say to Kent, right, I need £9 billion a year off of you, and anything else you skim off the top, I don't really care about. You've got the full force of the law. Smash the peasants up as you see fit. Fuck them, and just have a nice time. But as long as you give us our coin, that's all we're worried about. So that's what government's done. Government shut up shop. It's decompartmentalised and it's shut up shop big time. So that's why your councils now are also busy out there getting all these money from your car fines and you can't park here and they're fining you for this, fining you for that, spitting on the street, dropping a cigarette butt, dropping a bit of a bubble gum because there's no regulation on them. They've just got carte blanche. The government, they think in their naivety that the government's gone, yeah, you do what you like. And they're just running around like little littlers. They're running around like little littlers, all these people. They ain't done a decent day's work in their life. Never. Not a decent day. Honest day. Honest day's work. John Wedger, Diamond Geezer. Your humour didn't half cheer me up. Jenny, all right, darling? How are you? It's lovely to see you, doll. Hope you're all right. But Rosie Ald, did you see the gym owner sock it to the policeman with common law? I did, and it's awesome. It's like we're a country that's got a monarchy. What is the monarchy? A monarchy is a representation of us, the people. Okay, and the Queen goes, "I'm sovereign." She's not sovereign. They're sovereign under God. God is the ultimate giver of life and taker of life. He's the one that turned night into day and vice versa and makes the fields grow and makes the plants grow, everything. The creator owns everything, every single thing. No one owns nothing. We're just partakers in this game. So, but because we transferred our power into the Queen and she's constitutionally restrained, she is supposedly supposed to be on behalf of all of us, the people, but that constitutional arrangement is still there, but they've put an overlay over the top of it. Now, there's a book called Halsbury's Law. It's 2013, I think. Halsbury's Law, or 2010. It says that there is no legitimacy for any acts and statutes in this country, and no acts can be legitimised because of the constitutional restraints placed upon the monarch on her coronation. Now, my mate Guy Taylor, who's sadly no longer with us, God rest his soul, and what a dude Guy was. Proper dude. He put this to a very senior judge in one of his court cases that he was in. And I think Guy used to enjoy going to court. He loved it. He thought it was fun. I don't know. I mean, he was just kinky that way. And he read it to the judge, and this judge went, "That says that in Halsbury's." And he went, "Yeah." And the judge went, "We might have a problem here." And Guy said, "You're telling me no act and statute has any authority in this country because of the constitutional restraints placed upon the monarch." So that tells you that constitutional law is right out there. But it is a pagan thing. It is something that we, the people, have created. It's not higher than God's law. God first, then man, and then man made the Queen, and then the Queen made this, all right? So she's third in the line. It's man, God, man, Queen, and then government. Government are down here. God's up there. But we have he created man and women. Men and women created Queen, the government, constitution. She deferred the past that. So when it says et du mon droit on their shields, it always perplexed me. I used to say, "God, am I right?" And I think, well, if God's in the building, what the fuck's going on? Why am I being treated like a dog turd? But I failed to realise that they're worshipping the God that they've created. Not that not that they're worshipping this law. This law is end game. You ever want to get anything sorted in your life? This book of law. It's ain't a Bible. It is a Bible. Beginner's instruction before leaving earth, right? This is the law. I'm not religious. I am spiritual. I am connected to the Father for sure. We all are. But it's whether we deny it or accept it. I'm in acceptance of the fact that God created me. God created Adam. God created Eve. Eve deceived Adam by the subtle beast, the little thing that was roaming around, and said, go on, sweetheart, you've got your own willpower. You can get out there in the world. Go on, don't worry about God. He won't see. And then death and all that come on us. When did you find God, Dave? All my life, darling. All my life. I am God. We are all created in the image and likeness. We are one fellowship with the Father. There's no separation. And church will bring you about separation, but this is the law. I'm not being religious. I don't want you to get down your knees and pray. I don't want none of that. This is the law. The law is the law, right? Now, Exodus chapter 20 says, you shall not covet your neighbour's house. You shall not covet his wife. You shall not bear false witness, which the police do to us all the time. And you won't trespass. And trespass is, these revelations are very true. You want to find God, look in the mirror. This is the temple. This is the only one you're going to get. And this is created by the Heavenly Father. Now, if you use the law, every courtroom's got this in it. And then when you go into a courtroom, you say, have you got a Bible? They say, yeah, why do you believe in that crazy God of yours? Yeah, I do. Well, put your hand on it and swear on it. Yeah, I'm gonna. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Yeah, I do. You broke the law. Straight away, you broke the law. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do it. God says, don't you swear an oath on my behalf. Don't you put me to the test. Fucking hell. You do not put me to the test. However, I have given you my written word through my prophets and my people that had the Spirit, the people that wrote this book, the people that were filled with the Holy Spirit. That's it. It's not clever. It's not trickery. That's just what it is. And this whole country is based and established on this. That's why every courtroom has to have one. So if you want to use the law, pick it up. Whose law are you going to live under? This law of the Creator? This is your Ford Haynes manual. Or you're going to live under man's law that man created, that man is divisive with. Or you're going to go to a higher mind than yours. Go to the higher mind. This is a higher mind than me. I don't mither in my own thoughts no more. Not when it comes to the law. I'll just say to him, is it not written that you shall not covet my house? Is it not written that you shall not bear false witness against me? Bosh. Jesus' message was, Jesus knew he had a direct link with his Father. He knew what was, and he knew his end. He knew what he come into the world to do. He didn't get that vision until he was in his 30s. In the Old Testament, there's a character that pops up called Melchizedek. And Melchizedek, I would suggest, because don't forget, Jesus said, I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am the beginning and I am the end. Because someone said to him, he said, I am the Alpha and the Omega. I'm the beginning and the end. That's it. Okay. So Melchizedek, I would suggest, could have been a former incarnation of Jesus. And one thing I want to touch on, strangely, is that when we look at Adam in Genesis, before he got deceived and give up a rib, he was in Eden and he was cloaked in light and raiment. They never had physical bodies. The only time they got physical bodies like we've got now is when, and this is scripture, this isn't me talking on my own, this is the written word. I'm speaking from the written word now. They were angelic beings. They didn't have physical form, although they was in the world, but in a different way. They were cloaked in light and raiment. Now, when they got kicked out of the garden and death and evil and wrongdoing come on them and sin come on them, they got these physical forms, because the physical form, if you read scripture, this is not my own interpretation, the physical form is of Satan. It's what the beast created, all right? And that's why we're confused, because we're a soul trapped, an angelic soul. We're trapped in this physical form, And this physical form was created by the beast. That's why man wears the mark 666. Yeah. So if you look at your skin under a microscope, you'll see it's scaly. Yeah. And women go, I'm just going to go and exfoliate in the bath with my little seeds and all. They do, don't they? So they exfoliate. We all exfoliate. We all give off skin. You go on holiday, you give off this, that, the other. So the point I'm trying to make is that when Jesus passed over and he said to the scribes and the Pharisees, if you kill this, if you demolish the temple, it'll be rebuilt in 3 days. My father's already promised me that. And they went, oh, it took us over 40 years to build this. Who do you think you are? What are you playing at? They failed to realize what he was talking about. He was talking about the temple, this, not the bricks. He weren't talking about this stuff. He weren't talking about that. He was talking about this. And in 3 days he rose. And he appeared before the disciples. They was all hiding out in this little place because they was all fearing for their lives, because he told them, he said, well, you best sell your cloak and buy a sword. He said, when I go, you're in fucking trouble. He said, because I've come in and done what I've had to do. I've come in and fulfilled the covenant. That's what he come to do. He come to fulfill the covenant. And his Passover was the fulfilling of the covenant. It was to get rid of how God was so righteous on his people. Once you commit the sin, that was it. You died straight away. Your soul was over. But Jesus said, we've come. This is a new contract for mankind now. This is your sins and your debts are forgiven through me. Where he appeared before the disciples and they were touching him, and he had fish dinner with them, and they couldn't believe it. Then he went up to the mountain and he rose up to be on the right hand side of the Father. The point is this. The point I'm trying to make is, as Jesus appeared after he was risen after 3 days in his new angelic being, was as Adam was. It's how Adam was. I'm pretty sure in my heart that's how Jesus was. He appeared as Adam was in Eden. That's just what I think. And Zev says, cast your nets to the right, mate. Absolutely right. I mean, the Bible is it's the law. That's it. You go out in a court, you talk to a judge. Are you hiding this? Is your man, mate? Well, can you turn night to day? Make it rain. Can you make the sun come out? No. Did you create the birds and the bees? No. Oh, okay. So you're just a man then. It's true. God's law is the only thing we're supposed to be doing. Beffy, how are you, darling? Taking a break from homeschool. Listen, if you want to borrow me gaffer tape to tie the kids up, you can have peacetime anytime you like. And I bet all the people at social service are going, he's talking about gaffer taping kids. We best get round and sort him out. It's the trouble now. We can't be who we want to be, can we? Because we've got all these retards in government putting the bosh on us. You can't do this. You can't say that. You can't. Says who? This says I can do what I want to do, providing I'm under this covenant. This is a covenant, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you need loads of it. It's all right. I've got some of them Velcro net things you put on the wall. Just pick the kids up, Velcro them, and let them just gaffer tape them. You can go out. Mate, you wouldn't even know they were there. Wouldn't even know. My dad, when I got out my pram years ago, because it says in here, bring your children up in the way so that when they get older, they don't depart from it. They don't depart from it. Their youth, how you brought them up. And whenever I got out of hand when I was a kid, my dad used to give me a clip round the ear, slap round the arse cheek. Did I deserve it? Damn straight I did. Damn straight I did. And I'm grateful we did. I'm grateful my dad gave me a couple of digs. I am, because it taught me what was right and wrong. Now you can't, and then you wonder why they're all out on the street stabbing each other. I spoke to my mate last night. Lives over near Romford Way. He's got a young son, got stabbed in the kneecap a little while ago. Stabbed in the kneecap with a Rambo knife. They're fucking killing each other out there, people, and no one gives a shit. No one. No one cares about these youth dying. Why are they doing this? Because they weren't checked on. There's broken homes everywhere. The mother and the fathers ain't together because they all think it's so rosy round the corner. My nan and granddad, right, got to that. Both my nan and my granddad was 95 when he passed. He's a right old boy, he was. And my nan was 96, just coming up for a 96th birthday, right? And when they got together, my nan had enough after, I don't know, whether my nan and my mum and my auntie were youngsters, whether she'd had enough, So she'd gone back round to her mum and dad's, with her bag saying, I'm leaving him. And you know what my nan's parents said to her? You married him for better or worse. You got kids. Get your ass back round there, sort it out. And my nan and granddad had 71 years of marriage together. 71 years. Beautiful. I miss them like crazy. It makes me want to cry just thinking about it. But that's yeah. Oh, fucking hell. That's because we haven't got the discipline no more, ladies and gentlemen. So my dad, when he slapped me when I was a kid, clipped me around the leg, clipped me around the ear. Do I despise him for it? No, I love him for it because he put me on the straight and narrow. He taught me what was right and wrong. I might not have liked it at the time, but now I'll praise him for it. Thank you, Dad. I love him. Thank you for putting me on the straight and narrow. Thank you for correcting me when I thought I was getting out of control. But now, social services. You can't touch your kids. My uncle, quite a few years ago, his grandson, Jack, he took him golfing, and then when they're on the way home, Jack said something, and my uncle gave him a clip. Now, bearing in mind, he's not my uncle's son; he's his grandfather. Jack turned around and said to him, he said, I could ring social services on you and get you done. It's the fucking world we're living in, ladies and gentlemen. And my uncle went, go on then. He said, you won't get no dinner tonight, will you? And Jack went, He just shut up. He just shut up. My uncle shut him dead. My generation, my uncles, mate, they're bomb-proof. They grew up in the war, after the war, man. It was scrimping and scraping. Now, because the kids have got everything, they're so out of control. There's no... And the point is for me, where does it stop? When's all this stabbing and knifing going to stop, man? It's heartbreaking. Kids are 15, 16, 12, 13, 14, they're out stabbing each other. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. The system just sweeps it up. Off to the incinerator you go. We don't care. We've broken the fabric of this country. We couldn't give a shit. Keep paying your council tax. My goodness. What have we become? Truthfully, what have we become? Lack of discipline, says Beth Mark. Yeah, and I hope you're bringing your children up in a way. Well, I know you are, because you're good people. The government's agenda. And listen, the best advice I can give to anyone is if you're thinking about splitting up with your partner, have a good look in the mirror. And check yourself. Now, I tried my hardest to save my marriage years ago. I really did. I mean, I even bought a waterbed, but we just drifted apart. But the point is this: I tried 3 or 4 times, to reconcile for the kids, and even when we split, if you want to see him, you got to go to court. I'm not going to court. I'm not going to put my family through that. I don't want to put my kids through a court case, and then because we're bickering like fucking children, that social services are going to come along and say, well, you two adults can't sort your life out. We're taking the kids. I thought, no, I'm not having that. I'm not having that at all. So I didn't partake in none of that. I never, ever partook in any of it. But it seems to be that we've become so vicious that we want to take chunks out of one another instead of looking at ourselves. Do you know what I mean? It's got to stop, man. So, yeah. Enjoy it. Curfews are coming, peeps. Let me tell you, they've now upped the ante. No one's had any real pushback or cohesion of coming together over all of what's been going on. Suicide rates up. The deaths in nursing homes and elderly care is 46% higher than it was last year. Nobody cares. No one's doing nothing about it. No one's being challenged. They're being topped off in these homes by drugs. No one cares. No one cares, and it will continue. And then when they've got rid of that bunch of people, then the next lot will be gone. And then it will go on and go on and go on. And I'm going to use the word genocide because it is a genocide. And I'm not being blasé about it. I'm telling you the truth. I want you to see the truth. I want you to see the truth of what our public servants are doing. Now, the thing with the police is not, I don't question no more of what they will do. The question I have for the police is now, what won't you do? Where will you draw the line? If you get given an order, shoot, kill, will you make any moral judgment? Because you clearly, by their own definitions of their own law system, something is either legal or illegal. There is no morality with these people no more. Morality is gone. It's disappeared. It's fucked off. It's gone. So that's why we're so sick and debased. But just at what point will it get to until it comes in here and it hits them on the inside, yeah? And they go, yeah, no, mate, that don't feel right. No, I'm not doing that. We know that there's loads of coppers leaving. We know there's big ad campaigns on the telly. They're trying to get 20,000 more people. Come and join us. Come and join this happy family. Everything's reversed. You might not see it. I hope you do. But everything that the mainstream dribbles out to us is an absolute inverted thing of the truth. We're serving and protecting. No, you're not. You are fucking not serving and protecting the people. No, you're serving and protecting corporations. That's it. E.ON, the big firms, the councils, that's all you're doing. You're only protecting these people, these groups of people, these dead, lifeless, limited companies is all you're interested in, and you will harm and maim all of us, the life-breathing soul of this country, so that their ends are met. I've been on the rough end of it. I've been on the rough end of an energy company recently, but they might have won that battle that day, but they're certainly not going to win the war. No way. No one does stuff like that to me and gets away with it. End of. So the point is this. These are the people that they're protecting. Serving and protecting the corporations of Kent is what their banner should say. So everything is an inverted truth. We're the government. We're here to protect you. No, that's not the case. Not the case at all, because they don't see life, ladies and gentlemen. They don't see the spirit. They don't see this. They only see what is legal and what is illegal. And that's a very dangerous place to be. A very dangerous place to be. COVID, the certificate of vaccination ID has been around since 8000 BC. There you go. But we've got the African strain now. Oh, yeah. We've got the African strain. You do like a bit of rough, naughty, but nice. Oh, yes. I, Dave, need to go. Bless you. And watch Daddy Dragon from last night. They have had a cure for COVID. They're giving out packs in India to all the people. Oh, my goodness. 99.7% survive. People that don't survive are the ones that have underlying health conditions in the first place. All right. Now they're using this as a test, but that test is now moving into deeper, bigger things because no one's pushed back. Everyone's accepted this, and I promise you, before I disappear, we're going to do an hour today. I guarantee to you, in the next foreseeable future, there are going to be curfews. Areas are going to be curfewed. And then once they get away with curfewing 10 areas, 10 postcodes around the country, and no one dribbles an eyelid, everyone goes with it, then they're going to curfew that area. Then they're going to curfew that area. They want all the small people, the little independents, they want them all shut down. They want them finished so that these big rampaging corporation machines can just crack on as normal. But ladies and gentlemen, if we accept that, we're foolish. We really, really are foolish. Auntie Manny says all governments were offered a cure in March 2020 but declined, except them asked for a personal supply for them and their families. We got it coming. None of us are pushing back. We're not coming together. And I will say that for government, they give the illusion that they're massive. They're not massive at all. They've got big buildings, for sure they have. But when you look at the actual civil service as a whole, and civil service, public servants, oh, I'm a civil servant. Well, why are you bossing me then? Why are you intercoursing in my life and causing me harm? You know, why are you harming the spirit? What the fuck? When does your system get to affect the living? It only affects the dead. It only affects the corporations. It only affects the persons. If you read the Bible, that'll all be explained to you. It's got to stop, man. We've got streets in this country boarded up. We've got government buildings getting bigger and bigger and bigger, more palatial, bigger glass, bigger power, bigger authority. And we're all running around like little ants going, oh, swindle over here, swindle over there. Yeah, I'm going to go and put that in. I'm going to make a few quid. There was my mate, actually. It's quite a sad story. He's up on the Wirral, Manchester way, and he's been getting donations for 3 years now. And he goes round and helps people out that have got nothing. like fixing their boilers for free, and he takes it out. There was a guy, I think, give him £100,000 or something about a year and a half ago. And what he does, he goes out and fix vulnerable people's central heating and this, that, the other. Anyway, he went to this individual a couple of 3 weeks ago and fit them a new boiler system and pleading poverty. But it turns out that this woman had over £120,000 in the bank. It's a fucking country we're living in. He's gutted. He's now said, I've got to means test people. If they want it for free, I've got to means test them. Oh, man. I tell you, the greed for the love of it is just disgusting. That wouldn't have even touched the sides, would it? 1,800 quid out of £120,000. So she's now in a, she's robbed from someone else that genuinely needs that. Christ's sake. And it's put him off. He's like, well, what happened to people's honesty? If you've got nothing and someone gives you a gesture, except I've done things for people sitting there struggling, I've got cancer in the family. They say, how much do I said, don't worry about it, you're all right. They go, what? I say, yeah, no, you're all right. Yeah, I can't do it all the time, but I do it. I do jobs for people saying, no, don't worry about it. I've done it yesterday. Couple of hour job, doing this, doing that, cup of tea and a donut. How much do I owe you, Dave? No, don't worry about it. You're all right. Just round the corner, it's fine. Yeah, I do that. I do that quite a few times a month because I think it's nice when you do a nice gesture for someone. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the world we're living in now. Everyone wants something for nothing nowadays. But we do get something for nothing because this monetary system's gonna. Did you know? I found out yesterday a fact that America printed more currency last year for its people in that country than it did previously in the whole 50 years prior to that of money creation. In 1 year, the Americans printed more money last year than they did in the whole 50 years previous that they put into circulation. Man, there's some hyperinflation going on there. My boiler went last night. Anyone ever took their circuit board out of theirs? I can't see how to get the knobs off. What one is it? I might have one in the garage. I'll send it down to you if I've got the right one. Some of those Parliament buildings were bought with Sharia money. Yeah, I'll tell you how to do it, Auntie Mandy. It's easy. But I don't want to see your hair staying on end, so best you get in touch. Everyone wants something happening nowadays. Yeah, they do. Greed and power to the elites. Oh, they're sick. The elites they're just sickos, man. Love your profile picture, Claire, by the way. Good old Trumpy. The people of America are going to miss Trump. But I don't think you've seen the end of Trump, actually. I think he's out there doing something. I don't know what it is, but where I was yesterday doing some bits and bobs for them, they're in their 70s. I think she's just coming up for 70. And my mate's 74. But I said to her, you ain't heard the last of Trump. She said, funny you say that. She said, I've got a funny feeling that he's up to something. And I said, yeah, you best believe he is. I think Trump is up to something. And I think in March, you're going to see, I don't know, who knows? I've got a funny feeling that something is going to go down. The whole world's going to go, ooh, wow. Never see that coming. So, Auntie Mandy, let me know what boiler you got. And we're on Facebook, aren't we? I'll give you a tinkle. Have you got a circuit board? If you're not, Trump is car in the ace card. I've got a funny feeling you're right. I do think that he went too quietly. He just snuck off out the back door. Very cool image of him walking across the White House lawn there with his tie undone and that, just strutting around. He's a dude, man. He's a dude. Trump is a dude. And, how the American people, this is my personal opinion, can choose someone like Biden over Trump. It's a travesty. And it don't seem right. It just seems weird. And I think most of the American people just think it's all a bit weird out there at the moment. There's a big wall going up around the White House. I don't know if you know. A massive, big, tall, white bolt section concrete structures going up all the way around the outside of the White House now. So fuck knows what's going to be going on inside there. And listen, whenever your government in any country in the world, right, decides to hide itself away from the people and take these drastic measures, you should come to the realization that you're fucked, that your country is properly naughty. When you've got men with machine guns behind big steel bars, you've got to ask yourself, what am I living in? What am I living in? It's getting knocked down. Maybe. I don't know the answer, but when I look at the White House being surrounded now, you've got to think, oh, if you live in a fair democracy, if you want to use the word democracy, it means that everyone's equal. It means that no bad stuff's really going on. Everything's a little utopia, and there would be no need to wrap these buildings in these big structures. But when they do, and they do these things, what it should tell you is that your government has become militarized. And whenever governments become militarized, there's always a really bad ending, a really devastating bad ending. And I just hope you can see it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm only here for the people of my country. I'm not here for anyone else. I'm just not. I'm here for you guys and to try and get us all over the hurdle. Department of Food and Fisheries Office building, King's Pool, York, is rented out to the UK government by a foreign power. I know for a fact that Kent Police Headquarters in Maidstone has been sold. It will not be a massive portion of it. Will not be. It's all going to be sold off. Whether it's going to be turned into flats or whatever, I don't know. So I just really don't know what's going on. I've been told that most officers are now working remotely from home. So how true that is, and I don't really care. I think I've lost any respect for the system, and I used to respect it. I used to admire it. I used to think, oh my God, what a great country we live in. I'm proud to take part in this. As a collective, I'm truly proud to take part in it. But now I can't honestly say that. And there's my mother-in-law, she, her dad was a Conservative MP for Parliament many years ago. Used to go and have dinner with Thatcher. Even she's just like totally disgruntled with it. And really, her words are vindictive against the government. She's like, that ain't right. What is going on? My dad didn't join office and do what he did for this. So, mate, you got no idea the amount of people that are woke now. That this is, they're being shook by the shoulders, man. It's like, wake up, come on, you can do it. We're going to be fine. So, Auntie Mandy, the military in control and Trump is still commander-in-chief. Massive things will happen at the end of this week. There's something going down. Something's happening. Something ain't right. Something stinks. Really, really smelly, man. Really, really smelly. This corporate dictate that's took over the world, we've got to crush it, man. And we will crush it. We will. You're going to have no choice but to. There's going to come a time very soon, ladies and gentlemen, you've got no choice but to go, we've dropped a clanger. We need to do something about it. And only you can do something about it. Nobody else. Just you. So, Auntie Mandy, get hold of me if you want to on Facebook. We'll have a chat about your boiler. The sun is coming out. Blessed. I've got a funny feeling we're going to get a little bit of snow soon. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I know the sun's out and it's quite warm today. So we've got a good year coming. There's going to be some fantastic things happening this year. It's true. So many corporations are registered in the District of Columbia. It's just the state part is a business. It's not a government. It's this. Who do you work for? I work for the state. Well, the state, the definition of the word state is a corporation. It's a business. We have Boris Johnson is a businessman. He's running for profit. That's all he's doing. I'm on Telegram. Okay, get all you on Telegram. Snowing up here in the north, says Claire. Oh, bless you. Chilly round the willy, eh? Bosh. Anyway, peeps, we've got a little bit of time to go before I've got the hour up. I just want to say, love you all. Keep rocking. Keep doing what you're doing. But just be mindful, there is going to be curfews coming and you are going to be banished from travelling from certain areas. These people are becoming very, very wicked. And I think ultimately they're going to have egg on their face because they don't realise what they're doing and they think we're all stupid, and we are not stupid. We are far from stupid. And I don't care whatever government wants to do, the spirit will always beat them. You can't mess with God's spirit. God's spirit will always reign supreme. Always. And how does it reign supreme? It reigns supreme through us lot. That's a fact. We are made in the image and likeness, right? Look in the mirror. You are a creator. And when we decide we've had enough, and when we all realise that, bosh, mate, this world will change in a heartbeat. And it will change for greatness as well. It won't change for worse. It's going to change for a New sunshine. All right. Off to do more homeschooling. Take care, Dave, and everyone. Yes, people, look after yourselves. I'll catch up with you on Telegram, aren't you, Mandy? And we'll have a chat and see what we can and can't do. All right. Take care, peeps. We've just done an hour. Isaiah 13, proclamation about foreign nations. Absolutely right. We're over the hour. I've got to go. I've got stuff to do. Love you. Take care of yourselves. God bless every single one of you.